Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Super Star Wars. Look at this! Look at this live area. I mean, it's a very minimalistic live area, but this is the original art from the 1977 movie poster of Super Star Wars, or Star Wars, not Super Star Wars. And I love it, and it's a loading screen as well. And then we start the actual game up, and it's just delightfully retro. Except for that. That's a bit less retro, but... just that sound. Sounds fantastic. For those of you who don't know, Super Star Wars originally came out, as it says on the screen there, in 1992 on the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System, and for some reason it shows up on Vita, but not 3DS or PS4. Which is really strange, I have to say. But anyway, let's go have a look around. First thing worth noting is that the game's actually got an online scoreboard. However, the fact that it has an online scoreboard means I have to turn on the Wi-Fi, and then I'll be immediately turning it off again, because turning on Wi-Fi actually makes saving and loading a hell of a lot slower, which is kind of annoying. But nevertheless, I can actually see the score of the world on easy. I can go and see my friends on Brave, and I've actually got a decent score going here. 38,000, but there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that later on. But yeah, you can see the world and your friends, and there should be a way to change the difficulty. It's probably one button that I'm... oh, I have to go to the right, yeah. God, Jedi. I can't even imagine people playing this on Jedi difficulty, but anyway. We've also got the options menu. And if I change the difficulty, it'll probably erase my save game. But there are 3 levels: Brave, Easy, and Jedi. You've also got the ability to play in mono or stereo sound. And I have no idea why this is a thing. At least these days. You've also got your display options. So you can have the art be its regular size. You can have the game scale up to fit 4:3. You can scale it to fit the whole screen. Or you can have absolutely no art at all. I prefer having absolutely no art. But for the purpose of demonstration, I'll keep it on. And I'm not going to have it as fill because honestly, I mean, there are some games that this works on, but that just makes it look ugly to me. We've also got 3 different types of art. I personally prefer Scanline, but you've got Smooth, which applies a filter to the whole screen, and Crisp, which is just a full-on upscale. So I'm just going to keep it on Scanline again because I think it looks the best. So let's start the game. And I'm not going to actually play the first level. I'm going to load my game. Hopefully it's still there. Bloody Wi-Fi. I want my local save. There we go. So this is actually the 4th level. Which, yeah, oddly enough, we're still on Tatooine. So anyway, this is Super Star Wars. Unfortunately, I don't have the lightsaber yet. I've been playing for about an hour. And so this game is a platformer. Oh god. I'm going to screw myself here. No, I haven't. Maybe I have. So the game is a high-speed platformer with lots of enemies and very, very high difficulty. Like, holy shit. This game is one of the most difficult games I've played in a long time. Like, you think it might be like, what's it called? Shovel Knight? Where the difficulty... Get off me. Where the difficulty is, like, fairly tuned to balance. Not in this game. This game is super hard and it knows it. Die. The point of that is that this game's actually meant to be a score attack game of sorts, so, you know, obviously the more health, yeah. Obviously the harder it is to get points and get on the high scoreboard and all that, so. You've got all these different enemies that have all these different patterns. They are consistent, but the problem is, sometimes there's just so many of them and they come in from such weird angles that you end up just having to... You end up just going all over the place. Also, there's like sandworms and pretty much everything you could imagine from the first Star Wars movies here, and even a bunch of stuff that isn't in the Star Wars movies. There are a bunch of gigantic bosses, and you have to go inside the sand crawler, and that actually hurts you. Good lord. You actually have to go inside the sand crawler and face off against this gigantic lava beast, which is a bloody weird thing to happen. And that's just one of many things. Like, you have to fight the Sarlacc monster as the first boss of the entire game, which you don't actually do until, like, episode 6. Well, what they don't actually do until, like, episode 6 of the movies. We have a sliding action as well, and if we hold up on the D-pad, we can also do a high jump. Now, you might think this game is fucking hard, and you wouldn't be wrong. So, they've actually added a local save and load game option. Which means you can save the game any way you like and then reload it, and it'll be exactly where you left off. The original game didn't have this. Unfortunately, this also has the downside of making it so that if you save in a bad spot, you're fucked. That's basically all there is to it. You are so fucked. But thankfully, the game also has a lot of like instant death pits like that, so I can just immediately go and load my game. Downside of this though, if you forget to save on a new level, the game actually deletes your save game after you've gone to the next level, or at least it did with me for some reason. So you end up having to remember to save, but honestly, those are minor things, and when you die this much, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You'll probably be remembering to save anyway, because Jesus bloody Christ. You can also come to the options menu here, but unfortunately you can't change the difficulty in-game. You just have to, you can only change like the graphics and the sound option and the controls. It's nice the controls are rebindable as well. You don't usually see that. Emulation quality appears to be bloody excellent. Like, it looks fantastic for one. It sounds fantastic in the other, just the sound quality is great. And the whole game just runs really well. Like, impressively well. I'm saving just to be safe. And your blaster can be upgraded over time. And there's also a ton of, there's also the lightsaber, which you get later on, which means you can go absolutely bloody nuts with it. Because I have actually played this game before, with save states. And good God, it's nice to have save states in this version, because that means I actually stand a chance of finishing it. There is a trophy on this version, which is finish the entire game on Jedi difficulty without losing a single life. Good luck. I'm saving here. I do not trust this area at all. Thank God that you can actually save anywhere you bloody want. I'm hoping that I'll get the lightsaber on the next level so I can show it off, but you never know. You also do have the ability to get Han and Chewie later on. Come on, ow. And they do move differently and have different abilities. Like, Chewie can go absolutely bloody... God damn it. Chewie can go absolutely nuts with his attacks and just fly all over the place with his melee attacks, and he's just... He's bloody ridiculous, is what he is. And I have to admit, despite the fact that the game is actually extremely hard and unbelievably unforgiving... I mean, look at this. If I get touched by one of these bloody bastards, I will go right off the edge. Okay, leap of faith. Yep. Not to mention leap of faith. Oh, it's Obi-Wan. You do get these little scenes here as well with the music from the movie, which is really well recreated. This 2D art is just... It's lovely to look at purely because it's from 1992. It's just... This is a really well done game for its time, and even today, it's still really good. Despite the fact that it's bloody hard as hell. Oh yeah, I get my lightsaber now. Yeah, I remember now. So, now we get to do... Now we're in the land of the Banthas, and we're gonna save the game. Because who the hell wouldn't? So let's talk about the game's longevity. If you're doing what I'm doing, you can change between your blaster and your saber, by the way, so that's actually quite nice. So, if you're doing what I'm doing and like save stating like a bitch, this game will take an awfully short time for you to play through. Like, you'll have played through this game in, what, 2-3 hours maybe? Because it is actually fairly short. Like, I'm a third of the way through the game at the moment. And, you know, with save stating, I'll be done pretty quick. If you want to do the full-on challenge of not using save states and all that, good luck, you cheeky sod. Because that is going to be stupidly hard, and I feel for you, and I feel for your family, who will end up having to put you in a body bag because you'll go bloody insane trying to do it. Use the Force, Luke. Thanks, Ben. It's actually my name. I'm not that big of a fan of it, but nevertheless. And so let's use the blaster to take out this barn. It'll probably be better than the bloody... Wait, what was that? No, it was probably the point pickup, but nevertheless. Thermal detonator. Oh, it's dead already. Thank God for that. Probably more up ahead. This game likes that. This game loves doing, like, scrolling. Yeah, like, see how easy the game is when I have a normal blaster? Yeah, when you die, you lose all your blaster power-ups. This game is really unforgiving. And if you... Again, if you save and load, though, you do get to keep your blaster power-ups, which means you can get through stuff relatively easily. And again, there is a trophy in this game, which is like, defeat the entire game without losing a life on Jedi difficulty, which isn't that hard. You could probably just reload the game before you die, but once you die, you can't reload until the game respawns you and restarts the level. And the game's also really unforgiving with its checkpoints, like the sand crawler, my god. If you had to beat that without save states, I'm so sorry. But the game's action is high speed. There's a ton of enemies everywhere all the time, so you're never hard up for action of any kind. And it's just... It is a truly great game, despite the fact that it's hard as hell. That's probably like the biggest problem it has, and that's probably because it was made back in 1992, and that was when people did things the hard way. I swear there used to be like a secret here or something, but I might be losing my mind. Mutant Womp Rat. Wonderful. Go away. I don't want you. So yeah, as you can see here, you often have to fight off gigantic bosses, and these gigantic bosses are often very tough to deal with. They do have patterns, and they are capable of being beaten without taking much damage, but nevertheless, good luck. This isn't like Dark Souls. The enemies in this game are... Well, actually, it is kind of like Dark Souls, because I kind of got screwed over in my Dark Souls playthrough, but nevertheless. Imagine having to do this with just the blaster. Bugger off! Oh, good lord. I probably shouldn't have tried to jump in for that. Load the game. This is... Oh, god damn it. Don't actually get the Force. Do you get the Force in this game? I don't remember if you do. I don't think you do. Bugger off. Thank you. So it is a very hard game. There are also stages where it uses the SNES's Mode 7 style, where it looks like everything's flying into the screen with 2D sprites and everything, and those stages look great too. It's still a massive pain to deal with those stages too, because you often get like limited health, and there's also like a first-person stage at the very end of the game where you fly into the bloody Death Star and attack it, and it has some nicely varied gameplay for a bloody SNES game, I have to say. So the game is $10, and it only comes with the first Super Star Wars game. Unfortunately, you don't get The Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi, which is a little disappointing. I'd be hoping for all three in a trilogy for like 15 if I had to make the choice, but having just the first one isn't that big of a deal. Although it would be nice to have all three, because it would be like a huge amount of variety, all things considered, but bloody hell. So many point bonuses. And I'll save before I get to the bloody Mutant Womp Rat this time, I promise. But yeah, see how useful this bloody blaster is? Imagine just if I had to come back through this with just the regular blaster, I would get destroyed. And I'll save here just to be safe. So it's stupidly fast-paced. Lots of action pretty much all the time. Gigantic bosses. Varied gameplay with some vehicle sections. And the vehicle level, the first vehicle level is actually surprisingly short, but the second two aren't. Looks and sounds great for a game from 1992. Has amazingly hard difficulty, but thankfully the save states are there if you want to, you know, not be a complete insane asylum mental case trying to beat it. And it is legitimately fun to go through and play. Even if you have to resort to silly tactics like this. Like, I'm pretty sure this is how they meant you to beat it anyway, but... Good God. Stay back. I'm not gonna let you. Stay back. I wonder if the next stage is gonna be any more varied. Like, they actually tell you what all the stages are in the manual. Like, look at this. I just find this quite funny. Like, it tells you the bosses, it tells you the enemies, and it tells you all the levels. Oh, we'll actually do a vehicle level next. Alright, so I'm gonna actually go and do that. Just to show off what the vehicle levels look like, because why not, right? Back off, back off, back off. There we go. Die. We clear the stage, and now we get to play a Tatooine level. So in this level, it appears we just have to defeat a bunch of the Jawas. Analog stick is actually pretty bad for this level, I have to say. So yeah, you can use your jump jets to be maneuverable, which is weird. I don't think they ever use those jets in the movie, but nonetheless. There's Mos Eisley in the background there. We can usually jump over those bloody pits. Yep, hang on, I got him behind me. That's not good. Oh, it's just health. There we go. Let's get back on track for Mos Eisley. Where are the Jawas? Should be around here somewhere. Go away. Yep, there we go. They're trying to avoid their blasts and kill them, and even this looks really nice. I mean, obviously it's like really technically limited, all things considered, but good lord, did this game look fantastic back in the day. Then again, I wasn't even alive for this. This came out a year before I was born. So, the fact that I know about it is strange, but I am a fan of emulation, so I tend to play the games that people liked. Like, my favorite SNES game is Super Castlevania 4, and that game didn't even come out while I was alive, so take from that what you will. It is a very simple game, but still viscerally satisfying to get through a really hard and annoying stage nonetheless. Come here, you bastards. Can't wait to get to the X-Wing stage. That was probably my favorite stage in the whole game. Oh god. Oh god, this isn't good. Like, the next hit yep. Great. Let's give it one more shot and then we'll end this video. Because it took a really long time for the Jawas to appear there, which is kind of strange. They probably went behind me while I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, Super Star Wars is great. Like, it's stupidly hard, but it's high-speed platforming action, and everything is recognizable. It's memorable, and for a game from 1992, it holds up really well in 2015, at least thanks to the save states. I can't imagine playing them without them, but, well, there you go. Also of note is that this game is actually really freaking tiny. I mean, look at it. Yeah. It's one of the smallest Vita games out there. Like, I don't even think Terraria is smaller than that. I mean, Terraria has a ton more in the actual game, but... you know, apples and oranges, I guess. But yeah, it's very simple, but very, very engaging and very difficult. So, if you want to actually beat the game with the 3 continues it gives you, good luck to you, sir. I will see your name in the paper when you're committed to the nearest insane asylum. Assuming I even read the paper, because who reads newspapers in 2015 if you're not, like, over 30 years old? But, oh well. 2 more, and then I can head for Mos Eisley. Still a great amount of fun nonetheless, though, and I really hope they bring out Super Star Wars... Bloody hell. Super Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and not Shadows of the Empire, although that'd be a great game to have on Vita as well. Hey, Stormtroopers! Bastards. But yeah, anyway, I think I'll end this video here and now. I'll just save the game, because why not? This has been Blue Maxima. I absolutely love Super Star Wars, and I'd recommend it to anyone. It's nice and cheap for $10 on the store right now, so go buy it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.